Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a super exciting video about all the different biology majors at UC Berkeley. There is more than one and I wish that I had known that when I applied because I actually would have applied as something different. Comment down below with your guesses. I interviewed a bunch of my friends across all of the different biology majors here at Berkeley just to hear their thoughts on their majors, the different requirements for switching in and out and applying, and I thought it would just be really awesome to have this if you're applying to Berkeley this year to figure out what major to apply to, or even if you're a student at Berkeley and you're looking to switch into a new major. This definitely has a lot of great options to consider. So with that, I'm just going to hand it on over to all of my incredible friends. But before you go, don't forget to like this video if you do want to see more interview style videos like this, or if you want me to do a video like this about my major, which is molecular and cell biology with a genetics focus. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun videos like this one. Thank you so much for 300 subscribers. It really means a lot. And I have a ton of really fun stuff planned for the future now that summer is here. And also follow me on Instagram. I'll have my Instagram linked here, and you can also check out the description box below for all of my friends' different social medias if you want to go give them a follow. And with that, let's jump right into the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Stacy and I'm currently a molecular environmental biology major, also known as MEB, in the College of Natural Resources with a concentration in human health and the environment, and I'm currently a junior.
Hi, my name is Joy and I'm a junior studying nutritional sciences with an emphasis in physiology and metabolism at the College of Natural Resources at UC Berkeley. In addition to this, I'm also taking 2 minors, one in data science and one in energy conservation studies.
Hi, my name is Claire and I am a 4th year at UC Berkeley and I'm studying bioengineering. And I'm also minoring in Armenian studies, which is very different.
Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm a chemical biology major at UC Berkeley. I'm a junior, and I'm also hoping to minor in computer science.
Hi everyone, my name is Alana, and I am an MCB major in the College of Letters and Sciences. My emphasis is immunology and pathogenesis with a focus in infectious disease.
Hi, my name is Amanda and I am a junior studying nutritional science with an emphasis in physiology and metabolism, which is in the College of Natural Resources, or CNR.
So I chose MEB because originally I entered the university as an environmental science major because I was interested in the way in which the environment affected the human body. And when I was completing my studies during my first semester, I learned that MEB was an actual major. I didn't even know molecular environmental biology existed prior to university, and so I thought that it really encapsulated everything I was interested in and my career goals, so I decided to switch into that major.
So the main reason I chose my major is because in high school I was always really interested in STEM classes, especially biology. I did have the end goal to go to medical school after I graduate from undergrad, so I felt this major really set me up really well. It had all the medical school requirements, all the classes I would need for the MCAT, so that was kind of 2 birds with 1 stone. I wouldn't have to take additional courses outside of my major. On top of this, UC Berkeley has a bunch of different colleges, and each college has different electives you would need to take. So my college had all the requirements and electives that I was really interested in, so I felt I was a really good fit for this college as well as this major.
Kind of a funny story of how I chose my major. So I actually came into Berkeley as chemistry, not in the College of Chemistry, but in the College of Letters and Science. Kind of a funny major. It's like a chemistry BA instead of a BS in chemistry. And I thought, okay, I'll do letters and science. This will hopefully give me some more flexibility because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Then I realized I did not want to be in the College of Letters and Science, and I was really enjoying chemistry, so I decided to switch into the College of Chemistry. I would personally recommend choosing chemistry in the College of Chemistry if you want to study chem at Berkeley. And then around towards spring semester of my sophomore year, I just really got interested in biology and some of the applications of chemistry and biology and studying biology through a chemistry lens. And so yeah, then I decided to switch my major to chemical biology.
I chose my major originally when I was applying to Cal because my older cousin, who was a junior at Cal at the time, a nutritional science major also, told me to apply under CNR because it was less impacted, and she thought that I'd have a better chance of getting into Berkeley, which was my top school, since it's less impacted than the College of Letters and Science. And so I knew I really liked cooking and I really liked eating and learning about science, and so nutritional science sounded like the perfect major for me.
I chose MCB because that was the major I applied into Berkeley with, and it just made sense because I was a pre-health, pre-med-ish person, so I thought that would give me all the prereqs I needed for further schooling.
I ended up choosing this major actually once I was at Berkeley. So I started off as an applied math major, and I very quickly realized that I wanted to do something more in the biology realm. So I also took a few classes related to bioengineering during my first semester, and I really, really loved them. So I knew that this was kind of the path that I wanted to take, and I decided that I wanted to transfer colleges to become a bioengineer. That process was definitely a rigorous one. You have to apply through the engineering college to actually change colleges into engineering, and I definitely don't recommend doing that. If you really know already that you want to be in the engineering college, you should apply to the engineering college when you're in high school, when you're doing college applications. But it is possible. I and a few of my friends also transferred into the engineering college.
In terms of the application process, you're first declared upon admission in the College of Natural Resources. So in my case, I was declared as environmental science, and all I had to do to switch was I had to fill out some paperwork, and I also had to talk to the advisors from each respective major to ensure that I was on track.
So the application process for chemical biology there is none. Basically, there is some requirements to switch into the College of Chemistry. You need to take certain classes and you need to get certain grades in them, but in my opinion, it's not super intense. It's nowhere near like CS, or if you're trying to switch into the College of Engineering. I don't remember the exact thing. I think you need around a 3-point something, potentially lower. I would say if you're interested, go on the College of Chemistry website and there's information on there. So then I was like, okay, I meet the requirements to switch in the College of Chemistry. I did that, and then switching from chemistry to chemical biology was extremely easy process. I just basically let my advisor know, and I'm not sure that if there was any requirements for that in terms of grades. In short, there's no application process for chemical biology besides applying to Berkeley. Once you get into the College of Chemistry and you're passing your classes, then you're good to go.
For MCB, there's no application process. I believe you just have to maintain above a 2.0 and you're good to go.
My favorite class was probably Health, Medicine, Society, and the Environment, which is a class where we explore the social determinants of health, as well as topics in public health, and basically see how identity as well as society affect health outcomes. And we read a lot of medical ethnographies. It was a super interesting course. I highly recommend it if you're interested in learning more about the macro level side of medicine.
So my favorite class is actually a class I'm taking right now. It's an environmental health science and policies class. We focus a lot on current events, especially the intersection between environmental, racial, and health impacts and issues that the United States and the world is facing today. The class has a ton of readings, writing assignments, as well as discussion, which I actually really enjoy. And it's kind of surprising, especially because in the past few years, I've really been focused on STEM classes and labs. So this is a really, really nice change of pace for me. On top of this, we also have a bunch of guest lecturers who come in from different universities, from different departments in our own university, as well as community leaders, which is really nice to get a different point of view from all these different types of people. On top of this, my professor in this class is actually on the White House Environmental Justice Advisory Council, which is amazing because she is directly involved in the policy and laws that are coming out today. And so it's really inspiring to be able to learn from her as well as see what kind of work she's working on in terms of current events and the issues that the US is facing today.
My favorite class at Berkeley has probably been the biological performance of materials, because I am pretty interested in the intersection between material science engineering and bioengineering and biology. I think that learning about what materials we can put in our body and why, and surface modifications, and case studies of failed medical devices, I think all of that is really interesting, and it's something that I definitely want to incorporate into my life in the future. So that class really was eye-opening to me on what's going on in the field and kind of how this intersection works and how we're able to put medical devices within our bodies, which is really cool to me.
My favorite class so far at Berkeley has definitely been MCB 32, or Intro to Human Physiology. Taking that class is actually what helped me decide what track I wanted to take for nutritional sciences, and how I decided that I wanted to declare a specialization in physiology and metabolism, which I did last year actually, because I just really loved learning about the human body and how different processes happen throughout the day in our body, and how different nutrients were distributed to various parts and transformed into energy later on. And I thought it was super interesting that I could apply something that I had learned in school to my everyday life.
Kind of funny because my favorite class is actually not a chemistry class, but my favorite class is CS61B Labs. It's a computer science class. This is a really huge class. A ton of people take it. All CS majors need to take it. Other people take it, like me. And so I actually took the lab version I took over the summer between my sophomore and junior year, because this was during COVID times, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take summer classes. Since I'm hoping to do a CS minor, this is one of the classes I need, and I just love the class. I thought the projects were fantastic. The two instructors who I had were fantastic, and I had two instructors who actually are not professors, because over the summer, I think usually they just have instructors teach it, and they were fantastic. And even though it was like over Zoom, the lab format gives you like a ton of time to practice coding and like work with people and really get used to it. And so I just loved the content and I love the projects. They were really cool. So yeah, if you're thinking about taking 61B, I would highly recommend. And if you think that you might benefit from the lab format where there's fewer like independent assignments and more group work, and less lecture, more just time like just practicing coding, I would highly recommend. Oh, and CS61B is actually called Data Structures, I think is the name of the class. Continuing on with my favorite classes at Berkeley, I would say my other two, I'll say things from chemistry because I also have enjoyed them. Chemistry 1A, I loved it. Now, if you're looking into the chemical biology major, you may be thinking, why didn't you take chemistry 4A? So 4A and 4B chemistry are the freshman year chemistry sequence of students in the College of Chemistry, and then chemistry 1A and 1B are for like a chemistry sequence for students who are not in College of Chemistry. So yeah, I did the 1A and 1B sequence, and I think that was huge for me because 1A was a lot less intense than 4A, and I think it really made me love chemistry and want to continue, where if I was in 4A and had just struggled a lot, I'm not sure if I would have been so psyched about studying chemistry. So I loved chemistry 1A. I thought it was really interesting and the professor was great. And then another class I really liked was probably OChem. I really liked Chem 12B. So Chem 12B is a second organic chemistry class, and the 12 series, so 12 and 12B, is for students in the College of Chemistry, compared to like if you've heard of 3A or 3B. 3B is for students who are not in College of Chem. And 12B was a really tough class, but I really liked the OChem, and this was kind of at the craziness of when things went online. But yeah, I just like OChem. I thought it was cool. Stressful, but looking back, I think it was a great class.
My favorite MCB classes have definitely been the labs. The chemistry and organic chemistry and biology labs are super fun and hands-on. You really get to use the equipment and work with your classmates. But I've really actually enjoyed my class I'm in now. It's a genetics class called MCB 104. We don't have any midterms, it's just a final, so low stakes, but the information in the class, what we're learning about, is super interesting, and we're finally able to understand it because we've had all these prereqs the first 2.5 years.
In terms of credits, I actually came into the university with quite a lot of AP credits. However, because I'm on the pre-medical track, I had to take a lot of the courses over again because medical schools do like to see that you take those prereqs during your time in college. And so those AP credits, although I did have those credits, they didn't necessarily help me in terms of the lower division requirements I was taking.
So I did come into Cal with a few extra credits from AP classes I had taken in high school. It wasn't a ton compared to what I know some people do have, just because in Canada we don't really have that many APs, and doing community college courses while you're in high school is not common at all. I mean, I didn't even know that people did that before they came to college. So I didn't have a ton of extra credits, but that's completely fine just because I do have flexibility in my schedule. It's not crazy packed. I still have time to take electives that I'm interested in. I do take summer classes just to kind of take some maybe more difficult classes in the summer where I have more time rather than while I'm in school with all my extracurriculars, sport clubs, and research positions. I do have quite a bit of flexibility. I've never felt too overwhelmed with the classes I'm taking, and I definitely have a chance to explore other interests besides my major.
So in terms of credits, since I'm pre-med, it is a little bit difficult to come in with high school credits and kind of use those to jump off of and start at a higher level, because for medical school they do require that you retake a lot of those general chemistry, general biology classes that a lot of other people might have passed out of if they weren't pre-med. So I did end up having to take quite a few classes between bioengineering, pre-med, and Armenian studies. So that's just something to keep in mind. I definitely had to do summer school for 2 out of 3 of my summers. So I did summer school, I think, at a community college my first summer to take a math class that was required for engineering but not for biology. And then I did another summer school session at Berkeley to take general biology. It's definitely a credit-packed major path, but if you really love it, it's definitely doable, is what I'm trying to say.
Coming into Berkeley, I had around 26 credits, all which were from taking my AP classes and exams from high school. And I think I took 7 classes, which were AP Calc, AP Gov and Econ, Bio, Chem, AP Literature and Language, and APUSH. And I think taking those AP classes really helped me in the long run because I scored well in the AP Lit exam. I was able to test out of the reading and composition requirement that you have to take for Berkeley, which you would have to take R1A and R1B, and I didn't have to take that because I used my AP credit, which allowed a lot more flexibility in my schedule. And also, taking the AP classes really helped me fulfill the breadth requirements that we have for College of Natural Resources. For us, we have 14 units, which is around 3.5-ish classes, or around 4. But for College of Letters and Science, I know there's 7 breadth courses that you need to take. And so I was able to fill most of my 14-unit breadth requirements through my AP courses, which allowed a lot more space in my schedule that could be filled with other electives that I needed for my upper division requirements or for other classes that I might need for pharmacy school, which is what I hope to pursue after undergrad.
So I came in, I would say, with a decent amount of high school credits. I think I took like 5 or 6 AP classes throughout high school, and I did well on the AP exams, so I got some credits for all of those. Honestly, the credits have not really helped me in any way besides just being credits. So I got a 5 on the Calc BC exam, So that means I could skip Math 1A and Math 1B, which are calc classes. But funny story, I actually just ended up taking Math 1A fall semester my freshman year, even though I didn't need to, because I just was nervous about how difficult classes would be at Berkeley, and I didn't want to overload myself my first semester. And honestly, I think that was a fantastic decision because it was a class where I had already learned the material and I felt like I could just kind of relax and not be too stressed. And I think that was, just a great choice for fall freshman year when I was trying to get used to Berkeley and everything. And then I actually skipped Math 1B and went straight to Math 53, which is multivariable calculus, because I just heard Math 1B was hard. And so I thought, okay, if I'm going to take a hard math class, I might as well take one that I need because I can't pass out of it. Other than that, I didn't take any AP English, so I didn't pass out of any English. So I had to do R1A, R1B, which I think everyone in the school has to do. And those are fine. I mean, it would have been nice to test out of those, but really not the end of the world. And other than that, there's not any classes that I passed out of. I did take AP Chem, but I'm a chemistry major, so I needed to take those intro chemistry classes. I think that's where mostly I got some units, but I know that there's a lot of classes I need to take and I'm not planning to graduate early. So I know that I will definitely reach the units needed to graduate, even I think without my AP units. If you're coming in with minimal AP units as a chemistry major or in the College of Chemistry or Chem Bio, then don't worry about it.
In terms of common career paths, there is, being on the pre-medical track like me, studying medicine. You can do environmental consulting, you can work with the government, you can work in health policy. It really is a very broad major that really sees all sides of bio, not just the microscopic level, but the macroscopic level.
So some really common career paths that people in my major will take is definitely medical school is a really popular one. I know a lot of my friends in this major have gone on to apply for medical school and have entered medical school. On top of this, you can definitely go to grad school. That is actually my plan. I think I'm going to go to grad school for a few years before I either decide to join the workforce or go into research or apply for medical school. I'm keeping my options open right now, so I guess I'll kind of figure it out on the way.
Common career paths for bioengineers are, working at a startup, working at a medical device company, doing even clinical research coordinating or just general research, so research assistant. A lot of people, if you want to look into higher education, a lot of people do a PhD or an MD PhD or an MD. Personally, I'm going to be going to medical school after graduating, so that's my desired path, but I definitely think that I have interest in working in the biotech sphere later on down the line when I'm an established physician. So I'm also doing a master's program in translational medicine, so that also is kind of what I'm interested in and where I'm planning on going.
I know people that are planning on going to optometry school, pharmacy school, even pre-med people, since a lot of the classes that we need to take as nutritional science majors with the P&M, physiology and metabolism track, really overlap with a lot of the classes that MCB or molecular cell biology majors have to take. And you can also go to optometry school, occupational therapy school, physical therapy school. The list goes on and on. And so I really enjoy physiology and metabolism, and for me, I originally thought that I wanted to do occupational therapy school, but then I realized I wasn't going to get as much out of it as I thought I would with optometry or pharmacy, so then I shadowed both an optometrist and a pharmacist one summer, and I ended up liking pharmacy more because I liked how you had more patient interaction and it had a more variety of things that you could do, whereas with optometry, you just see one patient and then the next patient, a series of 8 patients doing the same exact eye exam every day. But an institutional pharmacy, working in a hospital, is what I eventually want to do in the future, and that would allow me to specialize in a lot of different various things, and there's just a lot more things that I could do working in a pharmacy in hospitals versus retail pharmacy, which is typically what you see at CVS or Walgreens. So that's what I hopefully want to do in the future, and I knew I wanted to do pharmacy because I wasn't a huge fan of blood. I originally thought I wanted to be a nurse practitioner, but then nursing school, I realized I had to deal with a lot of blood, and hearing experiences from my cousin, and I wasn't too thrilled with that. But yeah, my cousin, who was a nutritional science toxicology major, is actually at nursing school at Johns Hopkins. So the possibilities are really endless with what you can do with a nutritional science major. And I just think it's really fun because I love learning about food and the various processes that happen in my body.
I would say that a lot of students actually end up going to graduate school because I think graduate school is a great path if you want to do chemistry related, so chemical biology I'd say falls under that. Just because I think if you want to do research or go into academia, obviously you need a PhD, but also a lot of jobs in industry will require PhDs if you want to be doing like research for a company and have your own lab. So yeah, to kind of like move up from lab associate, I think a lot of times it's really beneficial if you have a PhD. And I think that in lower division you definitely get some lab experience, and you can definitely get lab experience through doing research, but the point of a PhD, I think, is to train you more on lab experience, how to write research papers, how to conduct and design experiments. So graduate school is really common. Also, just so you know, in chemistry fields, masters are, I haven't really heard of many master's programs. It's mostly just PhD, and if you decide to not continue with your PhD after a few years, then you can be awarded a master's. Some people go into industry definitely and do that, do research associate there or do other jobs. Other than that, there's definitely people who go and do their own thing. Like I'm sure you could become, if people have other interests, like I'm doing some computer science, potentially I could do software engineering or something like that. So yeah, you can, I think it's a really flexible major. You can kind of do anything. I think it gives you some skills for anything chemistry related, biology related. I think like more broad biology related. I think you could do like environmental science stuff. Yeah, just a ton of things. So I think it's a really great major because it gives you some of that chemistry, biology, just a good technical skill background.
And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you learned something. Comment down below which major sounds most interesting to you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe again. Thank you so much to all of my incredible friends for participating in this video, and to everyone who is watching now. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!